It's not anything to be ashamed of to say, well, it kind of looks like that structure's worked quite well for the entire duration of mankind, and so maybe we mess with it at our peril.
You're hearing about family values from the childless and unmarried. Don't follow them.
The women have to stop blaming men for their sense of malaise or misery.
I didn't create you people to kill and torture and rape each other. I created you to be good to each other. I love the God who had a flood.
So, for those of you who have not yet noticed the obvious, I'm zucked from Facebook again, and this post is the reason why. I posted the story about Lindsay Shepherd being banned from Twitter because she exposed a tranny who was very active in advocating for gender-neutral bathrooms. Turns out this particular individual was also guilty of being a pedophile. And because she uncovered this and exposed it on Twitter, Twitter completely banned her from their platform. Now, simply me sharing this on my my Facebook page in a particularly spicy manner, somewhat, I suppose, was sufficient enough for me to get banned for another 30 days. But today, or yes, no, it was today. Today, something else came up, courtesy of Steven Crowder. He found that the same tranny who wanted to go into spas and waxing places so that women could wax his balls. And they said, sir, ma'am, sir, we're not equipped for that. That's not our job. You can't, that's not what we're trained to do. Go somewhere else where they are. And he threw a big ol' hissy fit. Apparently, this same tranny also tried to throw a open swimming party for children, specifically from the ages of 12, was it 12 or 14, to the age of 25. And here's the twist. Here's the twist. This individual wanted the children to be at the pool without their parents or caregivers to how would you say, to allow them, to permit them to be themselves, and so that boys and girls could go in the pool topless if they so chose, as they say the law permits. Yeah, the problem with that is, you're trying to take the parents out of the equation. That's very reprehensible. That's extremely reprehensible. And it goes on to say that this individual identifies as a lesbian. It's a man transitioning to a woman who identifies as a lesbian. So he's just a dirty, deviant pervert at this point. So yeah, the title of the video is as follows: "The LGBT ideology was never moral." And it's because of degenerate shit like this that we're reminded that they were never moral. Now, I've gotten into trouble with Yiz, whom I still respect profoundly. Yiz is a very honest individual. She researches whatever she comes across and displays the information as honestly and accurately as she can. And I got in hot water with her because she did thorough research when it came to pedophilia and the LGBT community. And what she learned was that most of the pedophile flagging came from basically conservatives trying to rehash old news from decades before and highlight and just making a big scene out of something that truly does not represent the majority of the LGBT community. Mostly I agree with the observation. Most of the LGBT community does not agree with this. The problem is that the fringes of their ideology does. And if you want evidence of that, all you have to do is go to the Wikipedia page of Henry quotation Harry Hayes. Harry Hayes is known as the godfather of LGBT activism. And another interesting factoid about this individual is he was openly in favor of NAMBLA, the National Association for Man-Boy Love. And and when they started their activism, when the LGBTQ crowd started their activism in the 60s and the 70s, they were openly communist, and their stated goal, their stated outspoken, almost manifesto goal, almost top 1 and 2, was to destroy the human family. And that, in my view, is incredibly immoral. As flawed as the family unit may be, it's the best we've got. The family unit is the best system that we have, despite, obviously having its shortcomings. The family unit, the nuclear family, the idea that you could have a father and a mother, children and extended family from that system, is part of human biology. To destroy the family is to destroy humanity. That needs to be stressed. And that's why I say that LGBT ideology is completely immoral, because it is, on its foundational levels, completely and utterly inhuman, in very much the same way that communism is. On the very same way that communism tries to remove from humans the ability and the right for them to act in their own self-interest in ways that make them productive and happy. And that is what needs to be highlighted here in that sense. And they haven't stopped. This goal of destroying the family, sexualizing children, victimizing them, removing all stigma from all forms of pleasure and degeneracy is increasing. And I find it to be, on its face, immoral and needlessly destructive. Obviously, it goes without saying that there are plenty of gay individuals who don't agree with these actions, with these positions. And they need to be more vocal. I have no problem with someone who acts or behaves or feels as a homosexual, and yet still respects the fact that families are necessary. Still respects the fact that we need to perpetuate the species even though they themselves are not equipped to participate. That's good. That is good. But this fringe shit that keeps popping up, and I'm actually sad. I'm actually disappointed in the fact that this recent case, as Steven Crowder said in his tweet, he thought it was fake. And Yiz would have been of that opinion too, and after discussing with her, so would have I. But it's real. This is real as of today, as of yesterday. This is something that actually happened. And as you all know, the article where it says I'm a pedophile, not a monster, that's real too. That was something that was published and that we have to deal with. It's been deleted because, thank God, Trump was elected and the pendulum has swung back to sanity. But this is something we need to be on the lookout for. Now, obviously this video is piggybacking off of Sargon's video on Poland, basically BTFOing the LGBT ideology that's rising in their country. And the Polish people in general have said, we've had enough. We're not entertaining this any longer. This is not who we want to be. This is not a part of our culture and our history. This is not what we want to be mainstream in our country. And that is good. Homosexuality was not meant to be normalized. That doesn't mean that they should be victimized. Understand the difference. But it should definitely not be normalized. And those are my thoughts on that. And as always, stay carnal, people. Bye.